On, record, record.
Good evening. Here we meet again. As always, I am Shirley Cobb, Vincent P. Adams, and I'm your co-host along with my lovely wife, Shirley Cobb. Well, she's not Shirley Cobb. Navia Leslie Adams. And this is our special expanded edition of our Medical Tai Chi, Bagua, and Qigong meetup group. Normally we meet every Tuesday at 7 p.m. right here. But this week we decided to add some additional sessions. We met Monday night at 7. We met yesterday, Tuesday at 7, which of course is our regular time. And we're meeting again tonight, Wednesday, for 3 sessions in a row, as opposed to just having our usual one session per week. And the reason why we decided to do that was, one, because last week, as I told you the other night, last week, minutes before we were to have a meetup, Leslie sliced open her finger and had to rush her to the emergency room for stitches. So we had to cancel at the last minute last week. And so I kind of wanted to make up for that. And then we have some special events coming up beginning March 31st and lasting for 12 straight evenings all the way to April 11th. And so we won't be able to meet during that time frame. And actually, even on the 15th, which is our regular, which it would be our regular time, we won't be able to meet on the 15th either, because we're going to have a special event that night as well. So we won't be meeting again until April 22nd for the Medical Tai Chi, Qigong, and Bagua meetup group. So I wanted to get a lot of information to you so that over these upcoming 3.5 weeks, you would have new material that you can tackle and stay fresh on, with new information, new material, new challenges, new fun. So henceforth, we've had these 3 sessions in a row, ending tonight, Wednesday. So be sure and over these next 3.5 weeks, almost 4 weeks, be sure to review the old sessions. Even if you were here during those sessions, this would be the time to sit down and do a review. If you're new, sometimes people sign up in between sessions for meetup groups. If you sign up, go ahead and review the old sessions so that when we meet again on the 22nd, you'll kind of be up to date a little bit on things. So review these old sessions, especially what I'm going to show you tonight, what I showed you last night, the night before. But we're really getting into it now. And the Qigong is the most important. That's the reason why we do what we do. That's the reason you do the moving meditation, so that you can move the qi around, so that it can nourish the internal organs. And if you don't know what qi is, like I said, go back and look at the past sessions, and you'll get a detailed explanation about the qi, about the internal organs, times of the day, and the whole spiel. But Monday, we did the Tai Chi Qigong, as well as the Bagua Qigong for the palm changes, 10 palm changes. Yesterday, we did the seated meditations. I personally demonstrated all 14 seated meditations. We had done the seated meditations before, where I put them on the screen from my, from my notes, and it wasn't very good. Yeah. So I did them where it would be a lot clearer, but still listen to the previous demonstration on the white tiger postures. And I also did the 18 standing white tiger postures yesterday. And tonight I'm going to do I think it's about 15 of them. I'm going to do the Bagua postures from the circular form. What I showed you on Monday were the different palms, the palm changes. Heaven palms, earth palms, thunder, fire, the palm changes. But we're going to get into full body posture tonight, full body posture. And Bagua is a unique art, internal art in and of itself, in that it relies on twisting and coiling. And this twisting and coiling, in Western terms, amounts to cranial, sacrum therapy. It does the same thing as cranial sacrum therapy. I've had 2 back surgeries. I've had that type of therapy. It's really good. Whenever I do the Bagua stuff, I just feel fantastic. I like to call it Chinese yoga because it gives you a stretch, but you don't have to get in a yoga position where you put yourself in a pretzel, so to speak, in order to do it. The range of motion or movement is very slight, but it has a profound effect. And it really works on your central nervous system and your spine, your cranium back here, opens this up, just wonderfully. And it's on the sacrum, it's just beautiful what it does there, loosening up your body. The central nervous system and your spinal column is the way that your brain communicates with your entire body. So anything that enhances, spinal column health enhances the whole body. If that spinal cord gets snapped, depending on where it's severed, you either become paraplegic or quadriplegic. You have no communication from the brain to the body at all, or from the brain, below your waist or something. So these postures are just absolutely fantastic, and I reserve them for last. Before we get into them, though, I want to kind of address a little bit of an issue. I'm an ordained Christian minister. I've been to seminary. I've been accepted into yeshiva. I minister. I counsel and pastor, a small group. We meet right here in my home, and my wife and I are trained deliverance ministers and counselors, life coaches, if you want to call it that. We are also trained in the deliverance ministry. That's the same thing in the Protestant movement. A deliverance minister is the same thing as a Catholic priest who specializes in exorcism or whatever. So we're very adept with the spiritual world in, I don't want to say all its forms, because who knows what all the forms of the spiritual world are. But we're very experienced in moving in and operating in the spirit realm. Whether it's confronting demons or calling down the power of God for healing, we're in deliverance. And we like to say Etz Hayim is the name of our ministry, which is Hebrew for tree of life. And we like to classify ourselves as healing and deliverance ministries. healing first and deliverance second. And we have, to the credit of the Holy Spirit operating in our ministry, we have ministered healing to people with chronic and life-threatening diseases such as cancer, MS, quite a few, and brought forth healing to those individuals. We've actually worked with the doctor, out of the clinic, to affect this.
A naturopathic doctor.
A naturopathic doctor. And so we're very experienced and adept with the spirit realm. And we were meeting with a colleague earlier this week, and he was really stiff, and he was saying that he went to a chiropractor and he felt worse after he came out of the chiropractor than when he went in. And so I told him, I said, well, you should come to our medical Tai Chi class, move that chi around, kind of oil the pipes. One moment, please. Say something to my daughter. Get your books and do your homework here, or we can see you like before. Okay, thank you. Like I said, we meet at our home. Our kids are used to demons manifesting in people and doing all kind of crazy things. So they'll just go right on with their homework while we take care of the demons or whatever emotional issues some of our clients may encounter. We're getting back, and I was telling him this. He's a colleague, and he's one of my earlier mentors. He's a licensed psychologist. He's an ordained minister, and he has a ton of experience also dealing in the spirit realm. And when I told him he should come to our medical Tai Chi meetup, he was like, "Oh, whoa! I don't know about that. I don't know if I want to do that." And the reason why he said that is many Christians believe that if you practice Tai Chi or yoga, you'll get a demon. That is a good, they believe that or the martial arts, they believe that is a good way to become demonized. And being that I have been practicing the martial arts ever since I was 9, I kind of took exception to that belief system. But I understand it. It's not based on total superstition. There is some basis in fact for that belief. And I kind, before we get started, I want to address that, because if you're a Christian and you're watching this, you may want to, do the nice fluent movements of Tai Chi for exercise and health, the Qigong meditations and postures for your health and also and exercise. But you may be reluctant because you've heard that you're going to get a demon from doing that. And I kind of want to dispel that, that old wives' tale or that rumor, but also give a caution at the same time. My colleague went on to say that, he had spoken to ex-yogi masters who were, deep into yoga as a religion. And whenever they did a posture, and I don't know if this is the name of a yoga posture or not, but he said Kundalini. Like I said, I don't know if he actually named a yoga posture when he said that, or if he just made that up. The only yoga posture that I know of that I've heard of, downward facing dog. But I don't know the names of the yoga postures. I've heard of lotus posture or whatever. I know very little about yoga, but it is a religion, and some people practice it as such. And my colleague was telling me when he had spoken directly with people who have been delivered from the yogis or from yoga, who were, yogis themselves, yoga masters themselves, and they told him that whenever they get into a certain posture and they name that posture, that particular demonic spirit would enter them at that time. And in many cases, the reason why these people can do some of these postures so well is because they have demonic help. And I do believe that. Mm-hmm. Okay? But as I told him, the same way with the martial arts, I said, there's no way you're going to get a demon just simply because you punch in the air or you kick your foot out in the air. You're not going to get a demon because of your body position. That's just not going to happen. Body position or orientation, whatever you want to call it, is not conducive to demonic possession or demonic oppression, whatever doctrine you subscribe to. Okay? So simply practicing the martial arts, karate, kung fu, tai chi, or whatever, is not going to allow you to become demonized. Okay? But what will make you demonized is if you call on certain spirits to assist you with your yoga practice or your martial arts practice. Now you're calling demonic forces to come to you, whether you realize it or not. I've seen yoga classes on TV, and they say, well, let's start with a prayer. And I said, whoa, okay, they're messing up big time right there. They want to pray to something. They're not praying to the one true God. They're not praying to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They're not praying to the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. They're not praying to Yeshua/Jesus. And anytime you want spiritual assistance and you inquire of a spirit other than the one that I just named, other than the one true God, you have a high risk of becoming demonized at that point. So these postures and meditations that I teach you and the way that I'm going to teach them to you will ensure that you are calling upon the one true God, the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit. So there is absolutely no chance of you becoming demonized. Even just by doing the postures alone will not make you demonized. Okay? You would have to have some other issues going on with you for that to happen. It won't be because you stood like this for 5 minutes and breathed deeply. That's not going to happen. When these people who are yogis call upon certain demonic forces, when these Buddhists call upon other spiritual entities other than the one true God, then you can get into trouble. And I have witnessed a lot of, everything's on TV or the internet these days. And I've seen American or Western martial artists who, go to Japan and they decide they want to work out in the martial arts at a Buddhist or a Shinto shrine. And they will go, and before they start class, they will go up to the idol and bow and pray to the idol and light incense or do certain things, giving honor to that particular false god. They're in danger of becoming demonized at that point. They've opened themselves up to receiving a demonic force under those situations. Now, when I started the martial arts at age 9, and when my parents took me down to the YMCA at 9, where I first started training in judo, they had absolute, and most Americans did, they had absolutely no idea that in Japan, China, and Korea, that people practice the martial arts as a religion, not merely as a form of self-defense. It's a religion in the Asian countries. When I first got to seminary, one of my classmates, he was from India, but he actually grew up in Singapore. And we were just talking, the first few weeks of class, everybody getting to know one another. And I was telling him that I was a master of martial arts. And he just kind of, oh, okay, yeah. And then after he got to know me better, after a few weeks had passed, and he felt comfortable, he said, Vince, if you came to Asia and you told Asian Christians that you were a martial artist, they would look at you very strangely. And they would tell you, how in the world can you be a martial artist and be a Christian? Because over there, it's they don't separate the two. Being a martial artist, you basically can't be a Christian and be a martial artist the way that it is taught and practiced in in large parts of Asia. It's part of their religion. It's part of a religion. And I said, I did not know that. He told me that. I said, that's interesting, because when the Koreans and the Japanese and the Chinese came over here and began to instruct us, most of them put their religion aside, and they simply taught the commercial aspect of the martial arts, which is what most Americans want. They wanted to learn self-defense. So that's what they focused on. But there are some Christians that, oh no, you're going to get a demon. You're going to get a demon. So I just kind of want to dispel that belief. I was my mentor, who originally trained me and my wife in deliverance and exorcism. He also believed that martial arts practice led to being demonized. But I went through, as part of the training, we went through deliverance ourselves. I never manifested a demon. And he was so confident in my spiritual development that he made me head of counseling for men while I was still practicing the martial arts. He wasn't worried about it in my case. But he did tell me he had experiences where he had performed deliverance on martial artists and had that demon manifest because that person practiced the martial arts. And I remember having conversations with other masters who were also Christian. And I remember one of them telling me early in my career that Vince, he was a martial artist himself and a Christian, devout Christian, a minister. And he told me, I believe I have a demon. He said, if you're going to do the deliverance ministry, Vince, you probably should give up the martial arts. And at one point, I did give up the martial arts for about 10 straight years. I had books, materials, and things going back to when I was 9 years old. I had quite a library. Thousands, worth thousands of dollars. And you can't just give that to someone to sell it, because if you believe that it has a curse on it, then you're selling someone a curse or giving someone else a curse. So I burned it all. Some of you have heard me say, hey, well, I lost a lot of my materials in a fire. I didn't, I'm revealing for the first time. I burned it. My devotion to God was that great that I would give up something that I love so much as the martial arts. I mean, I stopped playing football in order to do the martial arts, and I was really good at football. I was just lucky enough I did not need a football scholarship to go to college. I had a full academic scholarship, so it was very easy for me to give up football in pursuit of martial arts at the University of Michigan. So just want to give you that type of background, let you know there is nothing to fear. But you do have to be careful. Now here's the caveat. Who are you learning from? What is that person's belief? What do they believe? What spirit is upon them? What spirit are they coming to you in? Is it purely, just commercial, or just athletic, or just showing you moves, or whatever? Maybe they learn in that way. Or are they an individual who has adopted an Eastern lifestyle or Eastern religion or Eastern philosophy, per se? What is, now, I practice various forms of Chinese, traditional Chinese medicine, but that has basic and scientific facts. It is not a way of life or a lifestyle. It's just a natural, certain herbs have, medicinal properties about them. It's nothing to do with worshiping any other god or any other deity or any other worldview or philosophy. I come strictly from a Christian ethos with a messianic or Hebraic roots perspective on the Holy Bible. So be careful who you allow to teach you things. That's the only thing I would say. Know a little bit about, the Bible says, know who labors among you. Know them who labor among you. So that's the only thing that you have, even if you go to a church, you got guys up there in the pulpit who are into everything. Okay? And usually they keep it a secret. And then when people find out, you have this mass exodus from that particular church, and rightfully so. So you just have to be careful of who are you dealing with. And we in the West, or we Christians, there's a lot that we need to reclaim. We need to reclaim meditation. We need to reclaim natural healing, as well as supernatural healing. We need to reclaim these things, bring them back. The devil the adversary has stolen a lot from us. And we need to, reclaim a lot of this. And I believe that God has called me to do that. He led me to give up the martial arts for 10 years. And I completely gave them up. I didn't watch it on TV. I burned all of my materials. I gave my training equipment away to the local SWAT team here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And during that time, with me emptying myself, and I wasn't miserable, he filled me up with something else of him. And then he spoke to me again, and I believe said, okay, now it's time to go back. Now that you've given, I've tested you. I know that you will follow me more than you will follow the martial arts. I know that you're for me. There are good things about the martial arts, and he's allowing me to bring that back. And even other things that might be a part of, some may consider Eastern religion. The Bible is an Eastern, Christianity is really an Eastern. The Bible is an Eastern philosophy. That's why we don't understand it, because we're trying to read it with Western eyes, and we should be reading it with an Eastern worldview. It's an Eastern book, not a Western book. And we get really confused when we try to, to read it as such, which is what most of Christendom, does. They read it with the Western worldview and have a lot of problems with it. But I wanted to address that because it's a big issue. Some people out there want to stone me because I teach what I teach about, Tai Chi and Kabbalah and meditation, which is all biblical. So, not so much to defend myself, but just to let you know where I'm coming from and how to protect yourself. If you may be watching this. I don't know where in the world you may be watching me from, and you may go out and seek. You may want to go out and seek instruction. And so, be aware that when you do that, you really want to know the ethos and the spiritual orientation of that particular individual that you seek out. You don't want just any acupuncturist. Okay? You don't want any massage therapist just from any old body, if you can possibly help it. Okay? Not to say that you're going to get a demon because you go to this massage person. If you allow that person to sit up there and burn incense and throw salt over their shoulder and do all kinds of weird stuff before they massage you, get up off the table. Okay? You know this guy or person is not for you. And, and rightfully so. There's some Christians, African Christians, who won't even eat in certain restaurants. And even though I have and do, I agree with the reason why they don't. I'm going to address a little bit more of that later. I've already taken way more of my time than I wanted to on this, but it just kept gnawing at me, what my colleagues said and everything. And so I wanted to address it. I'm going to address it more fully, in upcoming sessions, but just wanted to give a little bit with that tonight. Okay, without further ado, I'm going to take a sip of water here. And we're going to get into the Bagua postures. Okay. Now, these postures are taken directly from the circular form, from the circle walking form. And the ones that I got, okay, the first 5 that I do cover palm up to the first 2 palm changes. I know you don't know what that means because I haven't taught you the form yet, but then some of you might have a background and know. And it seems like, these first few palm changes are the most difficult. So you might want to do a warm-up before you attempt some of these postures. I would say the Tai Chi Qigong that I showed you on Monday. Remember I showed you 5 different Qigong practices on Monday. I would maybe do the first 4 as a warm-up, or maybe the first 5 if as a warm-up before I do these. And unless you're in really good shape and you're really flexible, I try just getting up in the morning and hitting one of these cold right out of bed with caught cramps in places that I never knew existed in my body at this point in time. Okay. Now, posture number 1. Say both feet are pigeon-toed, straight ahead. Hips are straight ahead. Weight on the right foot. Waist is twisted to the right. Right arm is held across chest, parallel to floor. Left arm is held across stomach, parallel to the floor. Right palm is over left elbow. And left palm is under right elbow. Posture is called flower hides under leaf. Okay? I'm not going to get so much into what the names of the posture tell you what meridians and internal organs that this is working on in an allegorical fashion. But I don't have time for that tonight, so we'll skip that. Flower hides under leaf, and you can kind of see that in the posture. The right palm is face down, the left palm is face up. Twist waist out to a 45-degree angle. The chi goes to the lungs, the colon, and into your very bone marrow of your forearms. Hold this for 5 to 10 minutes, and repeat it on the left side. Let me see if I can recall that posture. This is the easy one, and this is the easy one, and I call it cramp. Call it cramp one. This is easy.
Okay, let me zoom out.
Okay. You're going to stand pigeon-toed. Okay? Feet about shoulder width apart, pigeon-toed. That opens up your sacrum. You should feel that ball joint rotating back up here in your sacrum and in your hips. Okay? Your hips are straight ahead. Tongue at the roof of your mouth, just like all the other Qigongs. All right? My right hand, right arm is across my stomach. My left is under. Notice that my right palm, let's see, did I say the left palm was face up or face down?
You said face up?
Okay, left arm is held across stomach, parallel to the floor. Right palm is over left elbow. Left palm is under right elbow. Posture is called blah, blah, blah. Right palm is face down, and left palm is face up. All right? Back to that pigeon-toed position. Okay? Across here. Right palm face down over the elbow. Left palm is palm up. Now I'm going to turn. When you turn, you keep your feet pigeon-toed facing straight ahead. You keep your hips straight ahead. You turn your waist about 45 degrees. Okay, are you watching, Leslie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is stretching me. I'm about 45 degrees off that way. Nice stretch. My hips, notice my hips are still forward. I did not turn my hips. Okay, I kept my hips straight forward. I turn my waist 45 degrees. Now you hold this posture 5 to 10 minutes. You know, build up to it. If you can't do 5 minutes right off, you know, just do, you know, a minute, then, you know, next day do 2, or next week do 2, or whatever. Now, you're going to look in Bagua, these postures. You're going to have an active hand. You're going to look at your left palm. When you breathe in just like all the other postures. Your tongue is on the roof of your mouth. Mouth is closed. You breathe in your nose, out your nose. You look at your left palm. As you breathe in, you expand your left palm. As you breathe out, you relax the left palm and expand, put tension in the right. So it's like you're breathing in and out through your palms. Okay? And you do this looking at your left palm. Breathe in. I'm exaggerating. You don't go like that. Breathe in.
Mm-hmm.
Breathe out. Now that's a good mind game.
Mm-hmm.
As you breathe in, expand that palm a little tension. As you breathe out, no, I did the wrong one. As you breathe in, the left palm expands. As you breathe out, the right palm expands. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. That's the focus of your mind while holding this posture. Okay? Your body is going in like 2 or 3 different directions. By being pigeon-toed, you're turning these hip joints, you're opening up the sacrum, okay? Then you're gonna twist your waist 45 degrees while keeping the hips straight. And look, you know, the neck is twisted somewhat, although you want to kind of keep it in line with your shoulders. You don't want to turn it like that, but so it's, you know, a little twist there, and then you're going to hold that and do that breathing. Okay, then you just repeat it, switch it, and do it on the opposite side. Proves I'm a lot more warmed up. You don't touch the elbow. They're here. Okay? And when you turn, you look down at that palm and see it. When you breathe in, expand the active hand. When you breathe out, expand the other hand. Okay? So when one is tense, when one tenses, the other is relaxed. Then when this one tenses, that one relaxes. So you're going to breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay? That's posture number 1. Okay? Okay, number 2. Flock of wild geese. This is a difficult posture. The chi goes to the lungs. Okay. Okay, both feet are pigeon-toed. Waist is twisted. Oh, one thing I left out. On posture number 1, feet are pigeon-toed. Okay, shoulder width or a little less. And you turn, your weight is on your right foot. When you switch, your weight will be on your other foot. puts additional pressure. Okay. All right. Flock of wild geese. Woo, this one will get you going. Okay, both feet are pigeon-toed, waist is twisted to the left, feet and hips are forward. Both hands are in number 1 palm. Now, if you haven't been with us for the class where we did the palm changes, you won't know what that means. I'll demonstrate it anyway. Number 1 palms, this is heaven palms. This is called number 1 palm, heaven palms. Okay. Feet and hips are forward, both hands are in number 1 palm. Okay. Look to the rear over your left shoulder. Left arm is straight up in the air at a 45-degree angle. Fingertips of right number 1 palm touches left elbow or left forearm. Okay? Look at your left palm. Okay? Now that's the first part. There's about 2 or 3 parts to this. Okay? Pigeon toe. You tuck your, do the Elvis with the pelvis, as I say. Tuck your butt under all of these. All right? Number 1 palms are like this. Okay? This palm is up in the air like this. So I got both number 1 palms. I turn to the left. My left arm is at a 45-degree angle. Okay? I'm touching. You don't have to touch. You can be here because, at first it may start off here, but as this thing progresses, I'm going to turn and I'm going to lean all the way back.
All the way back, it's like
Okay.
to the sky.
So actually, when you do this, you do it in a fluid motion. You go. Okay. Let me show you what you're doing. Raise the hands up. Fly, when geese take off or ducks take off of a lake, they always take off in one direction and then they turn and fly. That's why this is called flock of wild geese. Take off. And you're actually supposed to lean over to the left while you're twisted. Actually, you're leaning back, arching the back. Didn't I tell you this works the spine and the central nervous system?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's part 1. I'm starting to feel good. You should really do this with me, Leslie.
I've done this already. Like back then?
Okay. Now, part 2. After holding the posture of part 1 for as long as you can, then continue to the left into the classical Bagua slip step posture. The left number 1 palm, lowers into a number 3 palm, and the right number 1 palm lowers into a number 2 palm. Hold as long as you can. Repeat on opposite side. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, this is a number 1 palm up, and so my left number 1 palm lowers into a number 3 palm. Number 3 is actually called fire palm. This is fire palm, straight out. Okay, and see the left number palm. The right number 1 palm lowers into a number 2 palm. which is called earth palm. This is heaven palm, this is earth, this is fire. Okay? So my left hand is going to lower into a number 3 palm or fire palm. So left hand goes into, number 3 palm. And my right hand lowers into a number 2 palm. Palm down. Okay. So I'm going to get my pigeon toe position. Okay. And try to look at your hand the whole time. You look at this left hand the whole time. Okay, I'm in my pigeon toe position, feet straight ahead, hips straight ahead, and I look. Then, it goes around like that. Okay, so I look at my hands. I keep looking at that left palm the whole time. And I'm going to hold that. Maybe for a count of 10 or as long as I can.
You talking about like a 180?
Huh?
Is it a 180?
I guess you could say from here to about. It's whatever your flexibility
As
is.
far as you can go?
As far as you can go. Everybody can't do what I just did. If you can do more than that, that's great.
I'm finished.
Okay? Now, am I still in the frame?
Yep.
Okay. Now, I'm going to turn around and do it. Because that was part 1. Part 1, bring the hands up, looking at my hand, going over here. I'm still trying to look at that palm. Okay? The second part, my back is arched. I feel like I'm arched. Okay? Now, when I drop out, I'm going to turn that foot, keeping the weight on this right leg as I drop out, and now I'm twisted. Here. Right is palm down, left is palm straight out. Still twisting and looking at my left. Oh. Hold that as long as you can. You have to bend your right leg. Your weight is going to be, your twist. Hold that. Look at the left. Breathe in, expand. Breathe out, expand the other. You do the hand thing again. Now, it's here, it's down here. Try to keep when you drop out here, try to keep the waist, try to keep these hips as to the front as much as possible. Twist, now twist this. No, keep that going that way, and twist this that way. Now, and then turn that part like 3 sections. Then the hand. Here. And the weight, then shift the weight back on your right leg. Then the right knee. Okay, turn the left foot. This is your right knee. Bend that right knee. Turn that foot. Take all the weight off the left foot. No, you just put it on me. I just said take the weight off. Okay, let me show you. When you drop out, see, no weight. Okay, and turn that foot a little bit like that. See, I turn my left foot a little like that, and all my weight is on it. Now breathe in that position. Difficult. And do that on the other side. Okay? Maybe do it for a 5 count or a 10 count. You're supposed to already know the bottom form. Okay. Third one. All that twisting, and then on the other side, when you get you're gonna feel real nice. I'm feeling good right now. My spine, my neck,
My neck is
you know. Third one called Rooster stretches wings. This affects the lungs, kidneys, also liver and spleen. So then adopt a right leg front stance. Look over your left shoulder. Execute a left lower palm strike to the rear. Fingers of left palm are pointed down toward the back of your left knee. Right fingers poke into your right side, palm down, and gallbladder 25. Right elbow is in line with your right knee, forming a chicken wing. Breath in and expand it. Okay, breathe in and expand left palm. So you look at the left palm. Breathe out and expand the right palm. Repeat on the other side. Hold as long as you can. You notice number one, we can hold that, just like this 5 to 10 minutes. These others, you do it as long as you can. You might only be able to do it for 3 to 5 breaths. Okay? Now, this one, right front stance is, it's like 70-30 weight here. Am I in frame? Completely?
absolutely.
Okay. You can take a longer stance if you're really, depending on your knees, the condition of your knees, whatever, taking a little short, shallow one. Okay. Now, here, it's like I'm hitting someone, ducking something, and hitting them with a palm here. The fingers should be pointing into my knee. This, I don't even know how to do this. I'm looking over my left. Ooh, catching cramps all up in my chest. No kidding. We ain't been going that much. I think I said that before I started, didn't I? Try it again. You're here. You look over your left shoulder. You throw that. You take this and you twist. And you're supposed to take this hand, stick it into your side, and turn so that this elbow is in line with this knee. I don't know if I can do it. You're weird. You're an alien.
I'm just
It's an
opposite.
alien life form. I've been saying it for years.
I'm opposite of you.
Human. Yeah, I'm human. You're opposite. Okay, move back so make sure you're in front. Gumby here is able to turn her palm, stick it into her side. Her elbow is in line with her right knee. Bend that knee more. Okay, hold that. Look over your shoulder. This is straight. So point it down towards your knee while looking over your shoulder. You can go deeper. Yeah, yeah. You actually go down a lot further. Go down as far as you can. Yeah. That's the posture. Well, that's overdoing it. You're showing off now. About right there. Okay.
That's hard.
This I can't even do. I cannot move my arm for me. I'll try. Okay. I'm here. Almost. Ooh, okay, I need you. Okay, look, I almost circled it. Okay, looking over my left shoulder. Hold that as long as you can. Ooh. Boy, oh boy. That was number 3. And in that one, you try to look at your left hand as you breathe in, put tension in. As you breathe out, put tension in the right. That, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Then when you switch sides, it'll be the right. Breathe in, breathe out. It's not as dramatic as I'm doing. Your hands should be like this already. And you should just a little like that. Barely can see it. Sometimes it's just in your mind, and you just feel a little more tension. It's not necessary to, make the fingers go like that. Just in your mind, you feel as you breathe in tension, and as you breathe out tension in the other. So, like boom, 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 boom. Okay. These will get you going in the morning. Oh boy. Okay, the next is called connecting the flower to the wood. Opens all blockages in the legs. Remember I told you yesterday when you do the seated postures and cross your legs, it cuts off the flow of chi in the lower body and makes it circulate and concentrate in the upper body. As you know, with these, we're standing. So we're receiving energy from the ground. It's coming up through the legs, it's circulating throughout our entire body. Okay, connecting the flower to the wood. Opens all blockages in the legs. Stand pigeon-toed, straight ahead. Weight on left leg. Stand pigeon-toed, straight ahead. Weight on left leg. Right arm across body under the left arm. Right arm across my body under my left arm, which is also across your body. Both palms are facing up. And extend just past the elbows at the wrists. Keep the quads open and then head down, turn to the left and look at right palm, okay? Let's see, right palm, right arm across body. Both palms are, face up and palm up. Okay. This one, okay. Need to look at this again here. All right. This past the elbows at the wrist. Okay. Here. Not to sit under. I see my elbow. I'm going to take it and go past my wrist like that. Same way on this. Okay. Pigeon-toed, hips forward. Keep the quad up under the armpits. Turn. Weight on the left. Look at my right palm. Breathe in, expand. Breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Looking at my right. Okay. A little different from the other one. Because you go past, your elbow. The other one, remember, was right here. This one, they're gonna go past. So it's more of a stretch. Okay, stretching more. And then the twist. Notice I said it works the lungs. Notice as I did that, I couldn't talk. I'm talking because it's working the lungs. The chi goes to the lungs. Okay, number 5. Take the person's head off and put it on your arm. Yeah, not explain it. Total body, start off and
posture number 4. Okay, start out in posture number 4, just like this. Slide right arm under left arm to the right. Lean sideways to the right. Hold right arm out overhead at 45-degree angle to the side of the body. Both hands are in number 1 palms. Left fingers touching right elbow. Look at right palm. Begin to rotate waist, bending backward as far as you can. Keep looking at right palm. Begin to bend forward till erect. Keep right hand palm up over forehead. Drop left hand under navel. I'm going to skip that. I got to look at that one again. I'm not getting the clear picture in my mind. Okay. White snake coils around. Lungs, kidney, and gallbladder. Stand pigeon-toed. Hips front. Turn to left. Put left hand behind back palm facing out. Right hand is held over. These take a while. Okay, let's try. White snake coils around. Stand pigeon-toed, hips front. Turn to left. Put left hand behind back. Palm facing out. Okay. Right hand is held over center of forehead. Look over left shoulder. Repeat on opposite side. Okay, one more time. It's coming back. Stand pigeon-toed, hips front. Turn to the left. Put left hand behind back, palm facing out. Right hand is held over center of forehead. Look over left shoulder. Repeat on opposite side. Okay, back. Okay. All right. This one is not that hard. Pigeon-toed. Turn to the left. Take your left hand, put it behind your back. Take this hand over your head and turn. It's not that hard. Weight on the left. If you turn to the left, put your weight on the left. If you turn to the right, put your weight on the right. You repeat on the other side. Please have I'm only doing it on one side, which is bad, but I'm feeling really good. Blood is really circulating. You know, now I'm really ready to stretch. Okay. I should skip this one. Gut lands on water. All the lateral meridians. That's kidneys, liver, triple warmer, total body. I know, okay. Okay. Assume a right knee front stand, turn feet parallel to each other to keep right leg bent and left leg straight. Bend over forward from waist as far as you can go. Okay? It's called duck lands on. You ever seen a duck land on the lake?
Mm-hmm.
Right, you're going to do that. Okay. Basically, what you do. This is like a front stand with my feet are parallel. Okay. Take my hands, and I'm going to turn them like that. Thumb down, rotate. Then I'm going to bend My shoulder should touch my knee. And hold that position. You want to try it? Duck, that's duck lands on the water.
Then you come try like this, and
Wide, feet wide apart. Bend the right leg, just the right leg. Keep that leg really feet wide apart. Yeah. Like that. Now bend until your shoulder touches your knee. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, keep it like that. I don't know if they can see you move over.
Oh, they can see me bleeding there from there.
Try it one more time. Hold it for as long as you can.
That's
Try it
what
again.
the answer is for me.
Huh?
You get down like that, so that's what it means. That's what it means. It's like,
Okay, no, it's not back, it's straight. Your arms are like an arrow. As you bend over, when you bend over, this palm is palm up, and then now bend over, bend forward. So that automatically makes your hands, your palms, palm up.
where's my head?
Your head will turn to the left.
Okay, so touch
Don't
down.
bend it. Now turn your head to the left. Look at your, it's down with this.
Equal.
Don't bend your head that down.
I know, but
Keep your head turned. Okay. Like that.
that's
And
hard.
you look at this, expand this hand when you breathe in, expand this hand when you breathe out. And do it on the other side. That's it.
Oh,
Duck lands on the water.
that is hard.
Now this is down in line, perfect alignment.
You can't tell until, yeah, I get the book.
Okay, come up till you hurt yourself.
Oh,
You got a bad back, don't try that.
don't.
You can do that on an exercise ball, sitting on an exercise
That
ball.
would be better.
Or do it the way I did. And maybe one of these years you can work down and put your shoulder on your knee. Okay. Okay, dragon twist the waist. Kidneys and lungs. Think you get the point. When you twist, you know, that really works on those kidneys. Okay? Which releases chi throughout the body. So kidneys and lungs, stand on left leg only. Locate with right leg, hold the position in a one leg stand. Push waist to the right, hips forward. Right hand is held behind back, at butt level, palm up. Left hand is held, palm facing out, in front of forehead. Try to look at the right palm. It's going to take some balance. Okay. For a kick like that, this hand is here. This hand is going to be, the right hand will be behind your back like this, palm facing out. Your hips are forward. Your waist is going to twist that way, but your leg is going the opposite way. And you try to hold that.
The air, and you put in the air?
Yeah, one leg stands. The hand is held straight overhead. Now I can do it, you know, it's a kick. You know, boom. And to get the power, you twist. So, but you hold it
Over your head or under?
over your head.
Over your head.
Yeah,
And this hand is.
behind your back, like that.
The leg is not touching. Okay. And hold it.
Yeah, twist the foot out.
You gotta leave that. Hold it right there.
But you have to twist, turn to the left.
Yeah.
You know, the foot will be like this.
Okay.
And that's it.
Kind of good to have a warm up. Okay, all the cameras still on?
Yes.
Okay.
I just checked it.
That was dragon twist the waist. Number 4, lifting up your dress to walk. This works on the colon and the heart. Sumo right front stance, bend forward at the waist and twist at the base to the left in the direction of the rear left leg. The bend and twist is slight to moderate. Extend the left arm backward into a palm strike, fingers pointed down. Bring the right arm across the stomach, palm down. Right arm is parallel to the floor. Look at the left palm. Repeat on the opposite side. Okay. This is like the other one, but it's a little easier. Here, okay. You do this, but this time you twist as you look, and the hand is here. And you're twisting, looking over your shoulder. Palm down, like this.
Lower you can go again.
And you twist. Okay. All right. I'm gonna try and finish these. I was thinking of giving up. We did skip one. This one is monkey goes to bed. This works on the human growth hormone. It actually helps you, when you go to sleep, it helps you produce the human growth hormone, which regenerates, your bones and your body. It works on the colon, the small intestine, and the large intestine. Okay, stand pigeon-toed, hips forward, weight on right leg, twist waist to the right, cross arms in front at chest level, right on top of left, palms open, face down. Okay, look at the left thumb. Keep head up, repeat opposite side. Posture enhances sleep repair of body. Okay. Did you hear that, guys?
Okay.
Posture enhances sleep repair of body. Monkey goes to bed. Human growth from colon, small intestine, large intestine. Stand pigeon-toed, hips forward, weight on right leg. Twist waist to the right. Cross arms in front of chest, in front of body at chest level. Right on top of left. Palms open, face down. Okay? This one. Okay, pigeon toe. Just like here. And weight on the right and twist. Look at the left, down at the left, expand the left when you breathe in, expand the right when you breathe out. Switch it to go to the other side, turn the left, lean to the left, expand the left when you breathe in, expand the right, expand the right when you breathe in, expand the left when you breathe out. Okay? Pretty easy there, similar to the others. Those ones where you just do different arm positions and twists, you might want to do those first to get warmed up. And the ones like flock of rock, anything with a duck name in, you want to do it last. Those are the hard. Flock of wild geese and duck lands on water, you want to put those two last when you're really nice and warmed up. Okay. Now next is phoenix wings. This one works on the lungs and internal power. Assume classic barbed wall stance, left leg forward,
twist waist to the left. Both hands in big sky palm. Look at left hand, repeat on opposite side. Okay, classic Bagua position would be as you walk the circle. Weight on the right, that slip step. Okay, this is done, Bagua is done walking a circle. Okay, your opponent is considered at the center of the circle. So as you do this, turn that foot a little, that would put the weight on the back leg, and twist the waist, like that, and hold. Then switch to the other side. Looking at the right palm, breathe in, breathe out. Okay? Then coming back, looking at that side. Look at your palm. That's where your opponent is, where your palm is. This is big sky. These are nice warm. Embrace the universe, lungs and heart. Stand pigeon toe, twist waist to the left. Remember, if you twist to the left, put your weight on the left. Except when you're in the Bagua stance, you'll twist to the left and you will take the weight completely off of the left. But in the pigeon toe stance, if you twist to the left, we demonstrate that. When you're in these pigeon toe stances, if you twist this way, put your weight on the left. If you twist to the right, put your weight on the right. Okay? You can shorten up your stance if you like. It gives you more of a twist than when you twist to the right, put the weight on the right, twist to the left, put the weight on the left. When you're in the classic Bagua stance, if your left foot is in the lead, there's no weight on it. If your right foot, there's no weight on the right. Then you twist, looking at your palm. Embrace the universe, lungs and heart. Stand pigeon toe, twist to the left, weight on left leg. Cross arms in front of body. At wrist, palms facing up. Left over right, just under sternum. Look at the right palm. Repeat on opposite side. Okay? Just envision this again. Okay? Stand pigeon toe. Twist waist to the left. Weight on left leg. Cross arms in front of body at wrist. Palms facing up. Left over right, just under sternum. Look at the right palm for the breath. Okay? Pigeon toe. Okay? We're going to twist to the left, put the weight on the left. Okay? We're going to cross right in front of, palms up, right in front of the sternum. Look at the right palm. All right? Because you're looking that way. Okay. Left over right. I hit it right. Left over the right at the sternum. Keep the quad and twist. Keep the hips. Remember to keep those hips forward. Keep the feet forward and the hips forward. Don't turn the hips. Turn the waist. Try to keep these two bones facing straight. Whenever you're in this pigeon toe stance, keep these two bones straight ahead. Now watch.
Right, the difference.
Just turn your waist.
Now I feel cramped. I
Yeah,
didn't feel cramped before.
you feel that cramping now.
Oh, man.
You were probably turning your hips before.
Oh,
Yeah, that would hurt. Gumby finally feels pain.
finally feel- That's good, man. Now I see why you feel so good.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
The next one, I don't have a name for the next one. I'm gonna name it myself, but it affects the lungs, the liver, the spleen, and the kidney. Okay? We're gonna do a front stand, saddle front stand, right leg forward, twist waist to the right. And the right leg forward front. Twist right foot to the right, 45 degrees. Extend right arm in number 1 palm. Elbow is bent 90 degrees.
Ah,
Bring left arm across solar plexus in number 1 palm. Do not touch your body with either arm. Look at right palm. Twist neck slightly to the right. Repeat opposite side. Okay. This one, you don't have to take a deep front stance. You're going to take the, okay, and an equipment check. Just have 2 more to go after this. You're going to go back and get that.
this is an extra long class tonight. Okay.
Okay. I'd like to call this the unicorn. Okay. Right front stance. We're going to turn that foot a little to the right also. Extend this out here. Bring this here. Okay.
Does the heel come up?
No, it should stay down. Okay. Right front stance. Okay. 2 number 1 palms. 2 heaven palms. Now my neck is twisted. My waist is twisted. Okay. Slight bend with my hands. Don't touch my body. Nice. Do this on the left. Foot. Here. Twist it. My left knee is the weakest. Ooh.
Yeah, really. Ooh. Oh, that's good. Ooh.
Lion embraces the ball.
This last one?
2 more, 3 more if I go back and do that one I skipped, including this one. Nice. Ready to get sassy after this. This one, lion embraces the ball, produces a lot of yang energy. Yang is hot, yin is soft. Okay? Yang is male energy, yin is female energy. You do this when you need to get jacked up. Okay? So you want the aggression to go accomplish something. You know, you got an interview and you want to be real sharp and alert. This is the one you would do to get your yang energy up. This is aggressive. Yin, you would do if you need to chill. Okay?
I'm done again.
Okay? Lion embraces the ball. Lots of yang energy. Okay? All the yang meridians in the head. Assume classic bar walk stance, left foot forward. Twist waist to the left. Extend left hand in number 1 palm, face up, shoulder level. Okay? Arm is bent at 90 degrees. Right palm is held over head, palm up. Look at the left hand, repeat on opposite side. Okay. Bhagavad, classic Bhagavad stance here. Remember? Okay. Here, 90 degrees. Other side, right. Weight is on the foot slightly turn. Twist. Good. Nice. Good. Last one, or
Yeah.
two more to go. I'll probably go back and do
Keep
that.
saying 2 more. You do 2 more.
Line rolls over to get up. Central nervous system and balance right and left sides of the brain. Okay? This works your central nervous system and it balances the right and left side of your brain. Assume classic Bhagavad stance, right foot forward, twist waist to the right, move right hand into uppercut, one knuckle tiger paw punch. Move left palm in front of navel, palm down. Repeat on other side, except move left hand into a number 8 palm uppercut. Do 20 breaths each side. This one you do 20 breaths each side. We'll read it one more time. It's not that difficult to do. Okay? Classic Bhagavad stance, right foot forward. Twist waist to the right. Move right hand into uppercut, one knuckle tiger paw punch. Move left palm in front of navel, palm down. Repeat on the other side, except move left hand into number 8, palm uppercut. 20 breaths. Number 8 palms is cloud palms, so like that. Hand straight up. Okay. Here, moving to the classic Bhagavad stance. Tiger paw. The middle finger is extended. Okay, twist, and this palm down in front of your navel. Okay. When you do it on the left side, do it a little differently. Classic Bhagavad stance. Here, it'll be like this. Palm and you twist. Okay. Let's go back and do that one that scared me so. Alrighty. Good twist. What was the one that I skipped? Take the person's head off. Okay. And put it on your arm. Total body, start out in posture. Slide right arm under left arm to right. Lean sideways to right. I gotta look at this. Lean sideways to right. Hold right arm out over here. I gotta look at this one again. I think I know what it is. Okay. Start out in posture number 4. Okay. Start out in posture, slide right arm under the left, to the right, lean sideways to the right, hold right arm out over here to the side of the hand to side to right. Both hands are in under one palm. Both fingers touching right up, side over. Look at right palm. Begin to rotate this, bending backward as far as you can. Keep looking right palm. Begin to bend forward. So to myself one more time, maybe two. I think I got it. Okay,
If I try, to the memory, if I try to get my mistakes.
okay. Come sit down with me. Okay, start out in posture number 4. Posture number 4, just like this. Okay. Start out in posture number 4. Round across, round across, okay. Start out like you said. Okay. Okay, we need to start out in posture. Slide right arm under left, right arm under left. To the right, lean sideways to the right, hold right arm out over here, the first right hand to the side, to the right. Both hands on the right arm, left fingers touching, right elbow, rotate, right arm, begin to rotate blades, begin to rotate blades, bending backward as far as you can go. Keep looking like I'm beginning to move forward to the right. Keep right arm, okay. I think I have it. You start off in number 4. You don't see me? Pigeon toe, left arm on the right, palms up, and you slide. You bend at the waist, and you lean backwards and rotate. Okay. Okay. Oh, I didn't do that right. Okay. Here, start off here and slide, leaning to the right. Bring this hand over to touch your elbow, palms up. You lean to the right. Then from there, you just rotate and come back. You get center, come up, pigeon toe to here. Let me get that last part. Start on posture 4. Slide right arm under left arm to the right. Lean sideways to the right. Hold right arm out over here at 45-degree angle to the side of the body. Both hands are in number 1 palm. Left fingers touching right elbow. Look at right palm. Begin to rotate waist, bending backward as far as you can. Keep looking at right palm. Begin to bend forward till you go. Keep right hand, palm up, overhead, over forehead. Drop left hand under navel, palm up. Look at right hand and breathe. Feet are parallel. Weight on right foot. Okay. Here, your feet are going to stay in this position, pigeon toe position. Okay. Right arm under left. Okay. You lean 45-degree angle here. Weight on the right foot. Look at your right palm. Rotate and bend backwards, looking at the palm. Okay. Still bending backwards as far as you can go. As you come up forward, drop the hand here. Weight on the right. And do the breathing. Okay? Try that on the left. Okay? Left hand under right arm. Okay? Not you, me. Okay? Here, looking at your left. Sideways. Keep looking at your palm. Bending backward as far as you can. Hold it. Now drop. And breathe. Okay. Those are 15 different Bagua postures. All right? Be careful. Consult your physician before trying to do these. Do these at your own risk. I should have said that at the beginning. But I said, now hopefully you watch this
I'll
before you try it.
tag a disclaimer to the video.
Make sure you tag this video. Please consult your physician before attempting these postures. When you get to the point where you can do these, holding them 5 and 10 minutes, you know, the ones that can be held, ones bending back like that, you don't hold that like that, the flock of wild geese, maybe you hold for 3 breaths, 3 to 5, 3 to 7 breaths. And the duck lands on water, same thing, 3 to 5 breaths. But that works out your spine. I feel that from here all the way down my spine and everything in between. Now I'm ready, to do some stretching, and I can do it safely. Yeah. And I'm very stiff right now because I'm out of shape. So this is what I'm going to be doing to get back into shape, to get my flexibility back, to get my health back, to lose weight, to nourish and protect my internal organs, my kidneys, my liver, my spleen, my pancreas, my gallbladder, my lungs, and my heart, and my central nervous system, my cranial sacrum area, all of that. I mean, I really feel invigorated now, okay? And I feel good. And there are a few other exercises I want to show you that are not so much Qigong postures. We call them body conditions, because as you can see, if your knees are weak, if you have problems with your knees, if your quadriceps and hips and glutes are weak, you won't be able to do these postures. You won't be able to go as deep or as long. So there are conditioning exercises that also stimulate the chi, but they build the body up too. And we don't have enough time to go into those, but when we get together again on the 21st, we'll go with those body conditions. These condition your body too. Mm-hmm. And remember I said on Monday I would do the Tai Chi postures? Mm-hmm. Or whatever, start the week out, day 1 with the Tai Chi postures, day 2 with the Bagua palm changes, day 3 with the seated white tiger meditations, day 4 with the standing Bagua meditation, and day 5 I would do these full Bagua postures. They really work on the spine and the central nervous system. And 15 of them, that's, how I would do it starting off. You don't want to start the week off trying to do these Bagua postures, especially if you're not in that great a shape. And I would kind of do these Bagua postures at the end of the week after I had done all the others all week long, and they kind of getting, loosened up and limbered up. And especially with these Bagua postures, I would do those 4 or 5 Tai Chi exercises. The triple warmer, the alleviation of the triple warmer, the number 3 posture, and the number 4, and then the bear posture maybe before I start these. Just to kind of get warmed up. Or you don't have to do these in any particular order. These 15. I would arrange them where I'm just doing the simple ones, like that and like that, twisting slightly. I would do all of those first. They're easy, they're simple. They'll get you warmed up for all that other, that jump, for all that other stuff that we did, bending backward and everything. Taking the person's head off. That's what, it's like you're reaching back and grabbing them around the head and pulling them. You're taking their head off, and then you put it on your head. Okay? You can see that these postures don't refer to any demons.
okay? They simply describe how to do. The names reflect what you are physically doing. And I didn't go into it because we didn't have enough time. They also give clues as to which meridians and internal organs the postures work on. And we'll do that, later, at a later time. But I think I told you which meridians they work on anyway. So that's great. You just, if I explain the allegory to you, oh, okay. So that when you encounter it elsewhere, you can kind of interpret what's going on there. So, boy, what I showed you Monday, Tuesday, and today, Wednesday, you should practice these for the next 2-3 weeks. One of these every day. And after you do these Qigong postures, then you do your Tai Chi form. Then, now you're ready to do your Tai Chi form. You're nice and loose. You can move that stored chi that you built up, move it around. When you do that, 1/3 of the Tai Chi form, it moves the chi through all 12 meridians. So you're getting a total workout. So, practice the form maybe 3 times. Okay? And that way, it's just like you move the chi through your body 3 times. Because the form itself is designed to move the chi through your body 3 times. So if you practice the first third of the form 3 times, you move it through your body 3 times. And I've recorded that, so if you go back and look at the recording, you can learn how to do the first third of the form. And then when we get together, I'll correct your form and straighten out any bad habits and that sort of thing. But you should be feeling really good by the time if you do these over the next 2.5-3 weeks, one of these sets a day.
That's right. Yep.
You should be really feeling good. I feel marvelous right now. And I didn't even do them on both sides or hold them or anything, and I still feel good. You don't have to hold them long. If you can only hold them 10 seconds, even on the ones that you're supposed to be able to do 5-10 minutes, hey, just a 10-20 seconds.
Well, I was super tired when I came home from my training workout today with the kids on the track.
Come on and tell me. Come up here and say it on camera where they can see you.
I just want to say behind you.
Yeah, I did before.
No, I was just super tired. I did this workout today. I was coaching with the young kids, and I did all the workouts with them. I was exhausted, but after it was like this dinner with me last week, and I had done all that stuff already. I was fine, but I was tired. I felt a whole lot better after doing a few I did with you all the way through. It was a lot better doing it. I felt good, especially my back, and I didn't have to go. It was that tight. I did generate some more energy. It was good.
It gives you a boost, and that's why you should do it first thing in the morning. And see, it works. This is internal. Just about everything we did was working on the kidneys. What glands are attached to the kidneys? The adrenal glands. So you're massaging internally those kidneys, and getting a little adrenal into your system. Oh, it's better than a shot of Turkish coffee, and it's natural, and it'll last all day. I mean, you can do these. Do it in the morning. If you've really got time, you might do the Tai Chi in the morning. Then you might decide to do the Bagua in the afternoon, before lunch or after lunch or something. And then maybe around 3 or 4 o'clock, you might do the Bagua palm changes. You start after lunch, you get sleepy around 3 or 4, and you go, it's 5 o'clock, they're ever going to get in here. Get up and do a few of these. These Bhagavad postures that I gave you, they don't have to be done in any particular order. The 14 seated meditations, you can do those. You can just pick one of them and do them if you want. You don't have to do all 14. I kind of like to do all, as you see, you know, because some do the right, then they do the left. I kind of like to do all 14, but you don't have to. Same way with the standing, you know, there's the right, the left side. You don't have to do all 14 or all 18. You might take, now the triple warmer needs to be done in order. You do the triple warmer, then you do the alleviation of the triple warmer, and then you do number 3, and then 4, and then number 5. Those, at least those first 3 should be done in order. But, you know, you can take maybe one of the Tai Chi, one of the seated, you know, maybe take one from each. And just do 5 postures in the afternoon. You know, do something. If you can't do the full workout, believe me, you'll begin to lose weight, you'll burn fat, especially doing those white tiger, that extra breathing, that percentage breath breathing, it's gonna burn fat. You're gonna lose weight. It's gonna boost your metabolism. If you start doing these things, you know, every day, you know, you might pick one just to say, hey, look, I get the most out of the white tiger stuff, so I'm doing that. You know, as long as you do at least one of them, you want to, you know, do it a half hour a day, minimum. The Tai Chi, the minimum on that is 15 minutes, but you want your total Qigong workout. And fan, you turn it off now. Get one of the boys to clean the blades off that dust, I think, on those blades. You want to do that Tai Chi at least 15 minutes. Signing off. See you on the 21st, unless you want to come to the special events that we're going to be holding over a 12-day period every evening at 7 p.m. beginning March 31st and going to April 11th, Friday.
Hey, John.
Shalom.